Please enjoy today's free video and don't forget to swing by directiontrader.com to sign up for your 100% free membership, which entitles you to basic trading education, daily recap and looking forward videos, and phone and email support from Direction Trader. Let's get started.
Hey guys, Adam here from directiontrader.com. Let's do today's in the morning recap. Talk about what I did this morning in the markets and what I see moving forward. It's Friday, so I don't expect too much out of the afternoon. Although a couple Fridays ago we had quite the move, but I'm not expecting too much. Now, if we get a crazy move, I'm not going to be trading it. I've pretty well stopped day trading for the day and working on some of my swing trades. Just kind of monitoring at this point, guys. But let's move forward here. We got crude. I haven't taken any crude positions this morning, but let's go over to a daily chart of crude. Let me just pull up a daily chart here of crude and see exactly what we see moving forward here. At this point, obviously, I just blew up I just blew up my 15-minute chart, so some of these drawings don't make sense here, but just looking at the price alone, we're still seeing this downside momentum, guys. We're still seeing downside activity as we've been talking about for a long time here, guys. We have some room here down to test some support. So at this point, I am not aggressive to the upside. I'm not aggressive to the downside. I would have been aggressive short if we wouldn't have had that day like yesterday where it just kept rallying and rallying and rallying up towards the close, yesterday's close. So we had a nice little pop there into the close, which is evident by the big wick that you can see there. So for the rest of the day, I'm kind of going to be quiet here in the crude, even though we're having a nice down day. I'm going to see if it holds this previous swing low that you see I have marked up here. If we start to get a bounce going into Monday, I am happy to go ahead and look for long side opportunities up to this 21 EMA. So even though Monday we may open up here, obviously down, but from an intraday standpoint, if we can get the 5 or 15 minute chart, starting to push to the upside with some momentum, I will look to trade this long up towards that 21 period moving average. The reason I'm saying that is if you go from the high to the low, that's about the midpoint. And I don't like to get too aggressive in that midpoint. So I'll probably sit on my hands when the market gets up there. To the short side, I'm going to be patient for it to get down below yesterday's lows before I get too aggressive. But with that being said, if we do break yesterday's lows, there's not much to hold this thing from selling off even further. So some very good opportunities if this market does decide to sell off here. Let me go ahead and pop over here to the Russell. This is a daily chart of the Russell. Remember, this is a 15-minute chart, so these drawings are on my 15-minute chart. So kind of ignore them drawings at this point right now. But the Russell's getting a nice pop here, guys. Notice we did not panic earlier this week. We did not panic. We did not go short bias like crazy. You know why? Because originally I was looking for it to bounce here, and we just got a 2-day bounce, and then I rolled over, and then I said don't panic. You guys go back 2 videos ago on how excited I was about being in this price level. This is on Wednesday. I talked about us buying back here in February. I talked about us buying back here in April and May, how crazy awesome our trading was at these lows. Getting these bounces. We got some really tremendous intraday bounces off these lows, and sure enough, we were down here again at this price, and I said, don't panic. Everybody's screaming to the downside, but you know what? From a short trade or short-term trading perspective, this was an awesome opportunity for us. I'm not saying this is guaranteed to go to the moon. I'm just saying I am looking for intraday bounces off of these levels, and sure enough, worked out perfectly. Now, I didn't get any Russell trades today. I actually took the S&P, and I'm going to explain why in a second. But as you can see here, we got a really great pop here. Great for trading. If you guys are looking to trade the Russell, this has worked out absolutely perfect, even if you go back to yesterday. So I'm still looking for some further upside opportunity up until, first off, this fallen 21 period moving average. The reason I keep on saying that 21 period, it's like a magnet for these markets. And plus, if you go from the high to the low on my daily chart, That's right there in that midpoint. I don't like to get aggressive whenever a price is trading back in the midpoint because it could either roll over or break on through just as well. It's more of a 50-50 flip of a coin at that point. So I kind of sit on my hands when we get to them points and let the market tell me, hey, are we gaining strength to the upside, or are we seeing some weakness start to set in here and this thing's starting to roll over? Then I'll decide to go which side I want to choose. But until we retest that 21, I will continue to be a little bit bullish from our intraday standpoint. And finally, let's go to the S&P, and I'll show you the position I took today. S&P is held here. We have this fib low to high held right here at this 618. Thankfully for that nice little rally yesterday into the close. So we got our rally into the close yesterday. Showed us that we want to push higher. Let me go ahead and pop this over to a 15-minute chart. There we go. And you're going to see why that little green line is on there. You can see we clearly have a nice little trend line here. If you attach the highs, so we're coming into some resistance. Now, does this mean I'm going to short? No, I'm probably going to sit on my hands the rest of the day. But I did get an opportunity to get short. You see on a 15-minute chart, the momentum had shifted. We had a shift in momentum here. We had the momentum start to change and start to push to the upside. It's very evident by these moving averages. See, these moving averages went from down, slowly grinding, and now you're seeing them push up nicely, all pushing to the upside. Very nice momentum to the upside, and I did look for an opportunity there. So if I blow it up here, guys, I just simply was nice and patient, and I waited for the first opportunity of a break. Here, down here, you see a 5-minute chart. I had pre-market highs in here. And the market opened up this morning at 8:30 here Central, had a really nice pop to the upside, pulled back and did what? Retested them highs, and that's where I went long. Over here on a 233 tick chart, it's going to be much more evident. Right here, as this market was pushing higher, I know I blew it up there a little bit, but these highs right here are the same highs that we're talking about right here. And as this thing popped on up, a really strong anchor leg, I simply just waited for a retest. I simply waited for a retest, got long, got a nice opportunity. I didn't get all of this move, but what I did get was a retest of the highs. So it made for a really, really, really nice pop, just over 4 points on this position using a trail stop. So it turned out to be a really nice morning here. It took some patience to wait for that because I wanted to make sure that I took the right market. I ended up taking the S&P, not the Russell, and the sole reason I took the S&P over the Russell, this is something you're going to hear me always do in the live trading room. The Russell was still trading at this point while the S&P had broken above resistance. So the reason I couldn't take the pullback in the Russell is because we were basically buying into resistance. Okay, so the Russell looked a lot like this, and here was where the market was when the S&P had already broken through resistance and was pulling back to it. So I took the S&P versus the Russell, which was still trading in a sideways fashion. So sometimes I'll take the Russell, sometimes I'll take the S&P. Today happened to be the S&P, so we got a really nice opportunity, nice little bounce. I didn't get all of this, but I did get up till we retested these highs here, and I ended up getting out on a trail stop at that point. So that was it. So if you guys have any questions about these videos, you have any questions at all, email me, and I will be very happy to respond. But I'd like to thank you guys. It was a very challenging week. We had to wait and wait and wait and wait for them indexes to get that pop. Sure enough, they ended up getting that pop, which ended up working out well for us, and we were able to take advantage of it. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead, email me, adam@directiontrader.com. If not, thank you for watching, and I will see you in Monday's video. You guys have a good weekend.